This video is sponsored by Kevin's Taco Parlor. Estoy me siento muy mexicano. Oye.
Walk, walk, walk.
Flash patanga dance. Flash patanga dance.
How to do it.
So, Counter-Strike is a game made by Valve, and this concept has gone on for years now. Since 1.6 ago, they just kept making updates and additions to this game. Once Defuse became a game mode, the popularity soon became Fortnite levels of popularity. Of course, Condition Zero was a standalone release when it came out, though as of now, when you buy Condition Zero, you get 1.6 along with it. So what makes Condition Zero special? Well, it has a campaign with some special missions, a shitty multiplayer, the graphics are better, and the bots talk to you, and you can talk to them.
No, sir. Negative.
Sometimes. Now, stupidly, you must complete 3 objectives and outnumber the terrorists. Did I mention, you only play as the counter-terrorists. In general, though, it's CS 1.6, but modernized. Graphics 3, playability 3, music 1, bullshit 1, personal 3. I don't need BTBM's opinion. They never played this version. Before we continue, this video is sponsored by Kevin's Taco Parlor.
Are you hungry? Want some authentic gifts? Come on down to Kevin's Taco Parlor. We've got tacos, burritos, chilaquiles, and tequilas. Come on down our gift shops as well. Get 10 pesos for $1. It's quite a steal. We got my grandma's green card for sale as well. Because I can't sell mine, I didn't get mine. Don't tell us that. The coyote assisted me. So why not spend your dinero in an authentic Kevin's Taco Parlor? Are we done?
Oh, hey, Pickle and Bone? I happen to forget y'all also played this. Except for you. That's just scraping the bone. Anyway, this game is just like the story mode of Counter-Strike. It's definitely got a soft spot in my heart for its gameplay. Though calling it deleted scenes makes it sound like it's DLC because I think this has more spirit in its presentation and gameplay than any DLC that exists elsewhere.
The coolest part about this game is that it runs on my Celeron laptop.
Unlike the main game, deleted scenes has some of the funniest voice acting in any CS game. I put it under the anarchists. Not only are there shitty accents in this game, but easily the best jokes in any game. It's both serious and garbage. Now, let's talk about the guns. It has all the original guns from the main game, but some new ones included. Of course, it isn't like where you push B and open a buy menu. No, you find these weapons on the ground like it's Left 4 Dead. Anyway, our first new gun is the M60. It is the best compared to any weapon in this game. The design is okay for the Source engine, though it can be only found in some missions. Lastly is the Law Rocket. This is a shit weapon. Not only is the pullout time slower than a Polish person, but it also is basically only useful against a few tanks or helicopters in the game. It's a single shot, so not that useful in the long run. There are other tools that are here, but they are more mission based, like the camera and walkie-talkie. Now, I talked about it long enough. How about you, Pickle?
Counter-Strike Condition Zero is made by the dumb fucks at Gearbox Studios. They should all kill themselves, to be frank. They did this game in like Borderlands, and then they like sold child porn or something. Look, Gearbox fucking sucks, and this game is no different. This game is terrible. Everyone that worked on it should be ashamed of themselves. It is honestly one of the worst video games I've ever played in my entire life. It is awful. Truly terrible, with awful checkpoints, fucking spawning in enemies behind your back, terrible scripting, awful story, no memorable characters, the guns feel like ass, and it's honestly one of the worst video games I've ever played in my entire life.
Now, there is some truth to his statements. Gearbox did develop it, except what he forgot to put into his bullying session was that Ritual Entertainment was the actual ones to finish this. Gearbox did supposedly develop deleted scenes before withdrawing the project, and Valve gave it to Ritual Entertainment to finish it. As for everything else, there are some to agree with. The balancing is poop, and so are the weapons. There's no story though. It's like Battlefield 1. Those, like the deleted scenes, are war stories, not supposed to be memorable by character, but by tale. What about you, Bone?
This is probably the worst game ever made in history. It is genuine trash, borderline unplayable in my personal opinion. And the people that made it should hang themselves right now.
Borderline unplayable. Have you played any Ubisoft game? Have you played City Skylines, Crime Game, TF2, Fortnite, Crossout, or Battlefield 4? I played 4 of those games, but out of every game I just named, those games, bugs are more prevalent than the bugs in this game. Let's just move on to the levels. Now, the campaign has 12 levels, plus 6 that were added later in the game. You can see the full game in the cards of my whole uncut gameplay. In short though, let's go through the stories. Counter-terrorist training. It is very simple and basic, but also it tells you how to use every device and such. Recoil. Set in Northern Africa, you, as a SEAL Team 6 unit, will run and gun through the elite crew terrorists. This is where you use the first gadget, the radio-controlled bomb, to blow up a wall. Then after you don't totally kill the Delta Sniper, you make it to the extraction point and leave. For being the first mission, it is fun, but also very repetitive for, say, continuously restarting. Lost Cause. Set in Bastilian Islands, Philippines. You're a GSG-9 unit that managed to infiltrate a guerrilla warfare camp to rescue 3 German nationalists. While they use some techniques that kill you, even though they warn you, it's average. Though Spanish, while technically the language in the Philippines, they use both English and Spanish, Filipino, or Spanglish, I prefer to call it. Secret War. Set in Eastern Russia, you as a Spetsnaz unit are going to a nuclear site to disarm the location. When there, the units have to go up against 2 different terrorist groups that are going up against themselves, where one wants it and the other wants to launch it. The terrorist groups are the Arctic Avengers and the Phoenix Connexion. Then, after making it through multiple terrorists, you find out the nuke is launched, and the unit, Yeri, has the radio-controlled bombs, and your crew must stop the bomb in 5 minutes before it is launched. But once made to the pipes to launch the nuke site, you place the bomb on the pipe and give it to the commander, where he must stay behind and detonate the bomb. Afterwards, you are against the helicopter attacking you and the last remaining crew, and you have to have a mounted turret attacking it. It is the best mission by far for right now. It is the best mission. It has the best story, action, jokes, everything. It was fun. Building Recon. Set in Vespil, Latvia, you as a British SAS are supposed to enter the Arctic Avengers hideout and try to find a nuclear device. When they find it, your goal is to make sure it isn't detonated while finding that nuke being taken by the boss. Once you make it to the church, you must kill the boss, who detonates the nuke, while he calls you an infidel. This is fun. It is full of story, action, and the best joke ever.
It's cold.
Duh! You'd think they could afford to turn on the heater knowing that we would all be here today.
Absolutely. My hands are freezing. I hope nobody tries to get in this place. I don't
Yeah,
think
me
I
too.
can pull the trigger with these fingers.
No problem. We could always throw icicles at an intruder.
Drug Lab. Set in Bogota, Colombia, you, as a SEAL Team 6 unit, are there to take down a drug lab and rescue 2 hostages. It's okay, not a fast level, but has one good joke. Why have I got shotgun? Motorcade Assault. Set in outside Venice, Italy, you, as a GSG-9 unit, are there to assassinate the Midwest militia terrorist leader. Now, funny enough, the Midwest militia are set in Waco, Texas. This is okay. It's an okay one. It's not good in the story, but it's not bad in its execution. So we're halfway done with the main campaign, and so far there's 2 great stories. Secret War and Building Recon. Both are made by Russell McKim. Jeez, he went woke. He was hired by Ritual to develop Counter-Strike Condition Zero and the Xbox One, but clearly his passion during this wasn't making the game. It was developing the stories behind these levels. So far, however, this game is at best okay, and likely say Pickle or Bone would stop here. But this isn't them. This is the Obama. Fuck! I mean, Michael the editor. So let's continue. Thin Ice. You, as a Spetsnaz, are on board the SS Gilder. To stop it from crashing into the city of Vardø, Norway, you must take out Arctic Avenger terrorists while aboard the boat. And at the end, you must use an op to take out a jet that hovers like a helicopter. During one of the parts, he plays the music in Italy, which makes me wonder, why does a Russian naval vessel play Italian music? Anyway, at best it's okay. Who made this anyway? No. No. No! Down Pilot. Set in Puerto Izgarzu, Argentina, you, as a GSG-9 unit, are there to save 2 downed pilots against the guerrilla warfare terrorists who occupy a mine. After fighting through the mines that are falling apart, you are gassed to sleep and taken prisoner, and after escaping, you definitely don't just play the down level from the main game. You save the pilots and kill the rest of the terrorists. Now, why are there German troops in South America? This is not as bad as the other okay levels. Hangari. Set in Tokyo, Japan. You, as a Kadaki unit, are there to protect the VIP, that being the Prime Minister. Once a few seconds pass, you must go against the Yakuza, which look like guerrilla warfare units. After a few scenes, you go up against the leader who takes a hostage, and you must finish him there. It's okay, but it has some funny lines in it, especially one.
No respect.
Turn of the Crank, set in Modesto, California. You, as a SWAT unit, are there in a drug lab to kill the guerrilla warfare terrorist. It has a great story potential, but the execution was fucked up. Like where you are undercover for the first part and being led to the battle part. That's cool, but the boss was like that nuke guy in Building Recon. Anyway, it was okay, but the end was not too good. Almelo. Set in Yipiti, Bosnia. You, as a SEAL Team 6 unit, are there from the US Embassy to rescue 2 hostages against the elite crew. After you rescue the girls that are coming in your grace, you have to defend the hostage port and get the hostages back home. I think it was a great level. The ending could be the fun part about it. Rise Hard. Set in Belfast, Northern Ireland, you as a British SAS unit are there to stop a nuke from blowing up in 2 hours in secret without the public knowing. As you go up and down a skyscraper, taking out Midwest terrorists, you, after a few conflicts, are taken prisoner by them. And afterwards, must defuse the nukes. Afterwards, you must kill the leader by destroying some of the building. This is by far the best mission in the whole library. It was made by Russell, again, and honestly, he should be given the ability to make his own story and game with how well he did these. After completing the 12 main levels, I must say, this game has more than any CS game has to offer. Sure, you can say CSGO has skins, but this has more than skins. It has some of the most in-depth level design than any game that I've reviewed so far. But it doesn't end here. Now, we have the 6 extra levels. Ugh. Let's start from when they were released. Fast Lane. Set in Tokyo, Japan, you, as a Kodaki unit, are in a military uniform on a subway that is taken by the Yakuza. The leader takes 2 female hostages, and you must rescue them. Out of everything Luke Whiteside did, this one is the best considered by the community. I agree with him. It's not good, but I say like Recoil, it's a fun level. Pipe Dream. Set in Bukhara, Turkmenistan, you as a Spetsnaz unit must retake a pipe factory from the elite crew and save hostages. It's not good. Slow, no funny jokes, it's just plain and, well, too simple. Sandstorm. Set in Baghdad, Iraq, you as a British SAS unit are against the elite crew to destroy a Scud launcher. Honestly, it's just shit. Miami Heat. Set in Miami, Florida, you as a SWAT unit are there at a bank to rescue some hostages against Midwest terrorists. Well, I guess this makes sense now. You are going stealthily into the bank, through the sewers into the bank. It's just a stealth mission. It's so shit! At least the narrator, one of them at least, was good.
We've got bank robbers covering all the entrances.
Run. Set in Tokyo, Japan, you as a Kodaki unit have assassinated the Yakuza leader and must escape from the terrorists before the units have to leave you behind. A very short map, but that fits with its quick pace and short pauses. This is definitely something you can just replay and again and again. It's fun! Truth and Chaos. Set in Okasa, Japan. You, as a Kodaki unit, are there to stop the Yakuza stationed in a dojo and must rescue 6 hostages and make sure the terrorists don't release nerve gas. This is actually based off of a real event in real life. Out of everything Top Rose has designed from the Japanese maps, this is the worst. So, we have finished everything. This is a strange campaign. It has very good levels, but very bad levels. Most of these directors, I like to believe, were on a time constraint, which is why most of the levels feel like shit in the story. But that argument can't work because Russell McKim wouldn't be praised here if that were true. Yet Luke Whiteside is also on the crew, so this argument still stands. It's clearly like the main point was to make a game to show off the graphics of the Source engine, by my guess, which I can say do look improved. Even the ragdoll physics are animated well. It's also funny to think Todd Rose did most of the Japanese missions. Fuck you, Luke Whiteside. Honestly, it was probably doomed from the start. My theory is that the only stories they could potentially pull off were Half-Life stories. This would explain why there's platforming and the use of the Half-Life presets. But again, the 4 levels Russell did change this statement. Well, there's platforming. It doesn't hinder the actual gameplay. Fuck. Most levels. Okay, maybe this could help. The good and the bad. Of course, first the good. There are a lot of unique levels, each having unique settings, funny voice lines, and a great use of tools. And by far, Russell McKim is the best director. The bad. Most levels are very plain in story and execution. The AI is trash, and they could be shooting you, but not? It's like playing Halo on lower levels. The op is not green. Who thought that was a good idea? The weapons are so shitty that a few weapons are good, like the UMP is so shit but the P250 is good. Every shotgun's garbage. The Scout is better than the op. Even unique weapons are not seen much. The Law is only seen in building recon. And by far, Luke's a garbage director. So I think I've covered the basics. Everything now, let's just rate this shit. So, graphics. Now, considering the time period where Halo 2, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, World of Warcraft, Doom 3, and Far Cry were released, I would say, while blocky, it is actually nice to look at, especially the death animations. But better than Ubisoft? No, not really. At least a 4 out of 5. Playability. It's keyboard and mouse. Even if you don't do the training course, you can assume what most of the weapons and tools do. 5 out of 5. Music. It's an orchestra-like music. It's loud. It fits in often, but not really. 2 out of 5. Bullshit. It's a trial and error bullshit with a difficulty slider. You can pick from hard to easy. One thing me and Pickle did was we attempted to speedrun the levels. The issue was that I knew what to expect while he struggled. Like when we were playing Lost Cause. About 2 minutes later, he got pissed and simply quit the game. 3 out of 5. Personal. It has definitely aged. Whether for good or bad is your opinion. For me, it's good. For Pickle and Bone, it's bad. Should you get it? If you get the whole Valve game pack on sale, then get it. But just to play the game alone? No! Don't do that! My favorite part about the game, though, is that basically any computer can run CSDZ. I played it on the plane during a trip to Michigan, but I say it's a 3 out of 3. Thank you for those who haven't watched this series. I know maybe some of you on TheObamaMedia just like say, "Oh man, Obama final post. No, why is you fucking Michael the editor?" But this is one of the first episodes other than another fucking episode that was deleted, that was scripted and had an ad. I plan to do more of these ads, and thank you for watching. Please subscribe to TheObamaMedia.